What's going on, y'all? Let's just have a quick chit chat about Tyrese and this situation with DJ Envy and his wife Gia, and just how I think it might be time to put Tyrese on the sick and shut in list, which is really, it's tough, right? Because like I feel like Tyrese is one of our like black treasures. He has a phenomenal voice. This man has hits. He's a great musician. He is in TGT, who I personally enjoy because I love Tank. I love Genuine. I mean, he's very talented, a very talented actor, all of this, right? But I would say he has been on a downward spiral to hell probably for the last 6 or 7 years, where I can't even understand the attention seeking that this man needs validation from the internet. Like, he has to always say something. He's become so problematic, and it's very sad. And it's just like, much like Tory Lanez, I'm at a place now where I'm kind of tired of talking about him. So anyway, let's get into the recent developments on this alleged beef that he has with not only, it seems like Charlamagne as well, but specifically DJ Envy and his wife Gia. So really quickly, I don't know if you guys remember, probably 10, 11, maybe even 12 years ago, DJ Envy had an affair with Erica Mena, and his wife Gia, who he has been with forever. Sidebar, DJ Envy went to Hampton University, so did I. So I have a special love for DJ Envy. I just wanted to sidebar that. But anyway, so there was that situation where Gia, his wife, was going to leave him. And, through all of that, Tyrese was a mentor, would help them to save their marriage, help talk them through the trauma and get them back on track. And from what I understand, he is a big reason why Gia and DJ Envy are together today. Well, they got close, and from what I understand, and from what, all parties involved are saying that not only did DJ Envy and Tyrese get close, but Tyrese got close with Gia as well, which naturally, that's understandable. Sometimes you get close with your man's, friends, colleagues, whatever, especially if they help you to save your marriage. I could understand how that would, help you to develop a relationship. But there's lines there. So what Gia has now recently said, she didn't go into too much detail, but she has insinuated very strongly that the reason why Tyrese and DJ Envy, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 years ago, stopped being friends is because Tyrese crossed that line into being inappropriate with Gia, and then started flirting with her being inappropriate. She would not go into detail because she didn't want to totally blast him, which I get. And so that caused the downfall of their relationship, right? So she explained that after, last week Tyrese went on the Breakfast Club, where it was very bizarre, you guys. Like, the interview was so weird. He was not really taking accountability for stuff, and he kept on saying, in that interview, both Charlamagne and DJ Envy were like, look, we had to separate ourselves from you over the last few years because you've been wilding, you've been bugging, and at that point, DJ Envy didn't say why, but he said, you acted in a way that made me want to box your mouth, which is crazy to say to another man. It was very awkward. I was nervous because I was like, damn, well, what is about to happen now? And Tyrese was kind of like, well, you're gonna hold me accountable for what I said when I was on meds. So here's the thing, right? I don't buy it. Tyrese, you have been acting a whole black ass fool for the last 6, 7, 8 years. And I'm not gonna blame medicine. I'm not saying that people, don't have adverse side effects from being on medicines and things like that. But what I am tired of as a society is people making really bad decisions and us blaming that on mental health. Like, I'm sick of it. Having mental health issues, because to be quite honest, most of us have mental health issues, whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression. All of those are mental health issues, and a large portion of society suffers from that. However, that is not an excuse to act a fool and to be a brat and to have tantrums and to try to get at somebody's wife. You know, like, stop. We're not going to blame mental health. We're not going to put blame on that when you're acting a whole nut on the internet. I mean, we've seen Tyrese act a fool towards every single woman he's dated, through his divorce, acted a fool, you know, literally have tantrums on the internet about everything. I mean, it's too much to count. I'm not even going to get into it. You know, if you're here, chances are you know what I'm talking about. So I'm just sick of the mental health stuff, right? So I'm just sick of blaming that. You know, people blame mass shootings on mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas it might play a part. But like, no, you're just, there's a point where people are just evil and bad people. I'm not saying Tyrese is evil. This is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying generalities here. There's certain points where it's like, you're just not a good person. And we're not going to blame mental health on that. Because again, most people suffer from mental health problems. So during the interview at the Breakfast Club, Tyrese is, you know, very apologetic, seems very, very sorry about everything, et cetera, et cetera. It's pretty much just like, look, don't fault me for how I behaved when I was on medicine, right? And he kind of, the interview seemed to kind of go down the right track to like an understanding of being respectful to each other in the future. That is kind of how the interview ended at the Breakfast Club. Then like 3 days ago, 3 days later, Tyrese is on the internet fussing again, telling Charlamagne and DJ Envy they're liars. And I'm just like, bruh, didn't you just say, you pretty much said like, look, I might have acted a fool, but it was because mental health. And then you call them liars. It's like, which one is it? It's like, Tyrese, do you want chaos or do you want resolution? Like, what do you truly want? Do you want to fix things? Do you want to be a better person or not? Because like, I'm going to be totally honest. If I was a casting director, I would not hire that man. You know, I'm not saying that everything that you do in your private life is a reflection of how you're going to behave at work. But if you're totally erratic in your behavior, yeah, I don't see how that won't trickle into your work. You know, we've seen Tank and Genuine both say that Tyrese's behavior is the reason why TJT didn't give us a second album. You know, why they can't tour, because he has an ego, because he has, you know, he feels he has entitlement issues, you know, because he's hard to work with, because he's difficult. I mean, we have heard this from so many different people, and we see it, Tyrese. And so, and then not only do we see it through your relationships. You're always having a terrible breakup. You make it public. You know, why is it that we know everything that's going on with your custody issues, with your kids? Like, why do we know all your business? I think that is what the problem is. I hate this social media world where every single tidbit of your life, we know everything. You know, obviously there are things that come out about celebrities where it's like, okay, you know, like if you file for divorce, that's public record. We know TMZ be on it, so we know that's going to get out, right? You know, little things here and there come out. It's understandable, but like when you have complete rants and you out anybody, I mean, we've seen you come at The Rock. We just have seen you act a whole plumb fool on the internet. And it's like, when is enough, Tyrese? I mean, and this is years of you acting an ass. When will it end? And then, you know, it was, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, and it did, after you went and called everybody a liar, that's when Gia came out and said, look, the reason why we not fooling with him is because he basically tried to get at me on the low. I mean, she, in so many words, she allegedly said that. Then after that, Tyrese is like, well, I'm going to spill everybody's tea, and, you know, he's a liar. This is a liar. DJ Envy, you treated your family worse than I ever could treat them, and all of these things. And it's just like, where are Tyrese's friends? Like, and you know what? Tyrese looked like the type of person that wouldn't even listen to you. So I take that back. Tyrese looks like the type of person where, you know, he could be your best friend and you could be like, sit your ass down and deactivate your social media, hush. And he wouldn't do it. So I'm not going to even blame his friends. All I'm going to say is, like, when is enough, Tyrese? When have you had enough? And it's like, you cry. You have the epic meme of life where you are crying and saying, what more do you want from me? Like, I cannot take it. I'm wondering when you've had enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you have to start taking accountability for the things that you're doing, Tyrese. It's not enough to just say I have mental health issues. No, you have to start taking accountability and do better. And I just don't see it happening because we see he is progressively getting worse and worse. I would never tell, if I was friends with Tyrese, I would never tell him my business. We would have to be close from, I don't even know if we would have to be cool from a distance because you're just so unpredictable. We have seen you ruin friendships that seem very, very genuine. I mean, Charlamagne and DJ Envy, we love them. They seem very genuine people. They've had their scandals too, but we're all human. Things happen. But for the most part, it seemed like those were genuine relationships. And you just ruined it. You were really close with The Rock. Look at what happened with that. The Rock don't even want to fool with you. It's just all of your relationships. Again, I'm not going to continue to repeat myself. I've said all of that. My point is, I think it's time to put Tyrese on the sick and shut-in list. I think we need to stop talking to him. I think Tyrese thrives from the attention that we give him. And Tyrese, you need to focus. You are very talented. We cannot take that from you. Focus on getting in there in the studio with Tank and Genuine and giving us that second album that we never got. That's what I'm gonna need you to go ahead and do that, because that TGT album was really good. I'm not sure that I'm looking for solo music from Tyrese, but I would definitely enjoy another TGT album, and that is what we want. We want you. We want the art. We want the movies. We want your voice. We want the music. All this other stuff, we don't want it. You look crazy. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Wondering what you guys think about this. When will it end? Y'all drop down in my comments. Let me know what you guys think. As always, like, subscribe, share. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.